Welcome to Earth2 Comic Cast, where superheroes exist and comic book talk is the norm. It's your boy MoeCrosby. I'm here to break down another episode of Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 2, Stormborn. So you know what? Sit back, relax, and as always,
welcome to the planet.
This episode opens with Dany on Dragonstone, trying to figure things out, and according to her, she wants to attack King's Landing ASAP. She wants to just go in and take it right now. She doesn't want to wait. And she feels that waiting will be, waiting doesn't show her strength. She wants to show her strength. She has this 3 dragons. She has the Dothraki horde, and she has, the Unsullied. So she's ready to go. Tyrion tells her not to do it yet because it's not, she's not really ready for it. They're not ready for it. And they have to get people on their side so that when she does go and win King's Landing, it's not like she just forcefully takes it. She has the backing of the people. So here, from last season, the way last season ended, we saw Olenna and the Dornish queen, I forget her name, sitting together talking, and they form an alliance, and then Varys comes in and he forms an alliance with them, and he brings them into the fold. So now you have these 2 Southerners with Dany, and turn around and we get the red. Dany and Varys have this conversation where it's very heated, and Dany's like, you've manipulated everyone, you've manipulated everything, and you've manipulated the throne. Who am I to trust you? And he tells, this is where Varys goes in on Dany real quick. He tells her, look, I did that, but I also did it for the people because of where I'm from. So I'm not just doing this because I'm doing this just to do it. I am doing this for the people. And if I feel like this king or whoever's sitting on the Iron Throne is not representing the people, he's not respective of the people, then I'm cutting you off. I'm done with you. We don't need to speak anymore. And I definitely feel him. I definitely understand where he's coming from, because again, the way he was raised and all of that good stuff, it shows you, he tells you he is of the people. So he is the guy. Even though what we've seen of Varys is very manipulative. Also, we have seen him manipulate the situation a lot, but we now understand why he's doing what he's doing. And so this is why I really like this episode, because then we just don't, everyone is making moves, but trying to understand the reason why everyone is making moves. Cut from there, we get Melisandre, and she tells him that we need Jon Snow. Tyrion backs her up. We're getting Jon, we get an owl to Jon Snow. We're now in, you cut from that, we're now in, we're back in Winterfell, and Jon and Sansa and Jon's hand are reading this letter, and it's like, okay, look, I totally understand, but you should, Sansa's like, you shouldn't go. It seems like a trap. It just seems too good to be true because there's so much happening here. I understand where Sansa's coming from, where she doesn't want this thing to happen right now today, because she's looking at the south. Jon is looking down north. She's looking at the south. They haven't yet found a common ground. And I feel like this dissension is either going to get bigger, or they're going to actually, talk it out and fix it together. Because I really hope they talk it out and fix it, as opposed to the dissension getting bigger. You cut from there, we get to, we're now in King's Landing, where Cersei is talking to the lords of, Westeros, the Westerosi lords, like, hey, you guys, I need your help. You guys need to come and take, we need to do this together, as opposed to, she has this, she has the Dothraki horde, she has the Unsullied. To come to take Westeros with these foreigners, you guys would be out of your mind to support her. You need to support me, a Westerosian, taking keeping Westeros with the help of other Westerosians. And we get Sam's father, Lord Tarly, and he's like kind of fencing, because he has sworn an oath to Olenna and the Tyrells. But he's also a Westerosian, and do you want, as a Westerosian, to see someone from a foreign land take over? Or do you want to keep the power, of Westeros to the Westerosians? But as stated early in the episode, none of them like her, Cersei. None of them want to go be with her. So we already know that there's dissension in that camp. And, Jaime's trying to convince him to choose them. And he's like, I already swore an oath to Olenna, so I don't know if I can 100% go with you. Jump from there, we now actually get to see Sam treat, or, Sam is now talking to and treating Ser Jorah. He doesn't know his name is Ser Jorah at this point, is treating his, they're looking at his grayscale, and it's like, look, you could have healed this a lot earlier when it started if you cut your arm, like this other maester is telling them. And Sam is like reluctant, but Sam also is a study worm, and he's looked at all these books and he's studied all these books, and he says to the other maester, I think there could be a cure to this. Maester's like, I know who you're talking about, and guess how that person died with dragon scale? Like, he died with the exact same grayscale disease. So whatever you think, we've already been there before you. You're not 100% sure. Turn around, we get back to Westeros, where now Cersei's dark maester is telling her they have weapons to defeat dragons, and and they he fires a spear from a projectile at from a weapon at a dragon skull, and it goes right through. So we're seeing that while Dany's over there getting ready for Cersei, Cersei is getting ready for Dany, and we know Cersei is about that life because of how last season ended. So we move from that and we get into we go back north, and we go back to Sam, who has actually now decided to take it upon himself to go treat Ser Jorah, because he, at the end of that scene, Ser Jorah tells him his name, and he's like, I knew your father, blah, blah, blah. I was a Night's Watch. I was a member of the Night's Watch. I'm here to study, to become a maester now. And, under the, the word of Jon Snow, I'm here to study and become a maester. And it's like, look, I understand who you are, I understand what you're doing, but I don't know if, I want you to treat me. I don't know if it's right for you to do it. But, Sam is very insistent, and he starts this treatment. You cut from there and you go north, and we meet Arya, and guess who's back? Hot Pie's back. So this is really good because we're starting to see a lot of our older characters back. Hot Pie's back. Arya and Hot Pie just have this whole conversation, and then she finds out that Jon is alive and he's the king in the north, and Arya's like, I gotta go. Like, this is a little much for me. And it seems like she's losing focus of why she came back to Westeros, or why she came back this way to this side of the Seven Kingdoms. But she is, she's a little lost, and her motivations might be slipping a little bit because of that conversation she had. Because she thinks, the Boltons are still alive, the Boltons still hold Winterfell, and her mission is to kill them. But now Jon is alive, and that throws everything off. We cut back to Dragonstone, and now we get Olenna, Lady Olenna, the Dornish Queen, Varys, Cersei, and Tyrion all talking, and it's like, look, we all want to get Westeros right now today, but we can't. We need a plan. We need to get this place first. We need to get you to bring me your armies, so that when I get your armies, I can sail them and go take Westeros, or take the surrounding villages of Westeros with your armies. Tyrion is laying out these battle plans, but he's talking to the Dornish Queen. Get the armies of Dorne, take the villages. That's good. Turn around, Olenna, you take your armies, we take them, and you help us take this other side. And because the seat of power for the Lannisters is Casterly Rock, we're going to use our armies, the Dothraki Horde and the the Unsullied soldiers, to go take Casterly Rock. So that's what we're going to do. You do, everyone is, and they turn around, and he says, Leo, let me talk to Olenna. Dany goes, Olenna, I need to talk to you. Olenna's like, you're really trusting this guy. I'd take it slow with trusting Lannister, and he's really smart. He knows what he's doing, but I'm not too sure that you know what you're doing with him. She tells him that she's gonna trust him. She tells Olenna she's gonna trust him regardless. Dany, to me, is starting to become a little annoying, but we're gonna go past all of that for her, because I'm just like almost done with her, to be honest. I'm not here to judge any character per se. I'm just here to give you a breakdown and a review of the episode. Move forward. We get Grey Worm and Missandei have this very intimate scene, because we all know Grey Worm can't do certain things, but they write it so that he does certain things a certain way. and which is very good because now you've seen them get really close and you've seen them like get intimate with each other, and that's really dope. And because we never, I was always wondering, are they going to take their relationship to another level, and they finally done that. The episode also kind of really felt short because now we're back in Winterfell, and Jon Snow is telling I'm sorry, Yara Greyjoy is also in that meeting with Dany, Varys, Olenna. So she's also there. So she's sailing with the Dornish Queen to Dorne, Sunspear, to get their armies. That's who's taking her there. Okay, so Jon is telling his council that he's accepted the meeting with Daenerys, and of course Sansa, again, not seeing the bigger picture or not understanding where Jon is coming from, she's looking at it like, you're not taking my Sansa's looking at the situation as, you're not taking my advice into consideration. You're doing what you want to do. But Jon is looking at, Jon has seen north of the wall, and he's telling people that, we need this. This needs to happen. They have a spat while they're talking. So now you can see the dissension starting to spread along to the council members, where some of the council is like, I'm with Sansa. You shouldn't go because she's the daughter of the Mad Queen. I mean, this is how they're relating her. She's the daughter of the Mad Queen. She's going to be crazy. So I don't think you should go, period. Not this is what is happening. This is how it's going to happen. You shouldn't do it. It's just crazy that, this is how we're looking at things as opposed to how we should look at things. But anyway, moving forward, Jon makes up his mind and says, I'm going, and, I'm going to leave Winterfell into your hands. Now, what I'm looking at is when Jon leaves, and he's probably going to be talking to Dany, Sansa's going to have Winterfell focused on taking the south. She's going to take her eyes off the north. And I think something might happen where trouble comes, and then she's going to see what Jon is seeing. Maybe Jon is going to be able to save them. But before they leave, or before Jon leaves for Dragonstone, he has a conversation with Littlefinger, and this is where Littlefinger gets really creepy. I've loved your mother, now I love your sister the same way I've loved your mother. Dude, she's young as shit. Don't do that. Don't be creepy. Like, get out of here, Littlefinger. Okay, moving forward from there, we're on the ship, on the Dornish ship, and we're sailing to Sunspear. No, we're on the Greyjoy ship, and we're sailing to Sunspear. And it's like, okay, well, it's all good and dandy. And then they get, they're under siege. Euron comes in, and he takes out everyone, literally everyone. All the Dornish girls, the 3 daughters of Dorne are gone. Or 2 out of 3 are gone. Euron really takes out everyone, and he challenges Theon. He's like, look, this is your sister I have right here. I mean, Theon was fighting. He was looking really good until that moment where he says, this is your sister I have right here. What's up? What are you going to do about it? And in my estimation of things, Theon switched back to Reek, and he jumps off the boat. But I think at the end of the day, I'm thinking, moving forward, Theon is going to be the one to save everyone. He's going to be the one to save his sister and all of them from all of this. Anyways, so that's pretty much where it ends. The episode ends with Theon jumping over the boat. It's a very interesting episode because now we're looking at strategies, and everyone is, making moves and moving pieces on the board of this great game. Cersei drew first blood, literally. So now we're going to see how everyone else is going to respond. I want to see what the meeting with Jon and Dany's going to be like. I want to know if Melisandre is going to be there to make them see each other's views. I also want to know if she's going to let him get the dragon glass. Also, I want to know if Sam is going to heal and fix up your boy Ser Jorah. There's so much I want to know, and I want to see if Arya is going to decide to turn around and go back north as opposed to keep going south. Well, those are my questions I have for the next episode or the rest of the season of Game of Thrones. Let me know what your questions are. Comment down in the section down below. Let me know how you feel about the episode tonight. Let me know who was your stronger character versus the weaker character. It could be a main, because honestly, to me, Danny's starting to just get really, really annoying. Sansa, I'm starting to understand more. I'm not mad at her. I'm understanding her instead because she's making all these moves based on her hate for Cersei, not necessarily what's going on. She doesn't, as a matter of fact, she doesn't know what's going on north of the wall. Jon also isn't helping the situation by talking to her and telling her about it. So I also want to know how that dissension or that chasm that's coming between them, is it going to get any bigger or are they going to just get it tighter? Those are the questions I have. Again, your comments will be welcome. Like this video, give it a thumbs up, share this video. Also subscribe if you haven't already. Hit up Earth2 on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for your Earth2 needs. We'll be trying to put up a lot from San Diego and everything together. Also, we will be doing a lot of I will be doing a trailer breakdown, so you can come back and check out for that for Justice League. So there's a lot of things coming up. So hey, thanks again for watching. This is going to happen every Sunday after Game of Thrones. It's been your boy MoeCrosby. Go fill your long boxes.